Hey guys, Jonathan Graham here. Today I'll be showing you my latest model I designed, a Bellows, and this Bellows actually works. It can actually pump air. I'll just show you with this paper here. Actually, you can kind of see that it works. You can see that paper moving. This is from an A4 proportion paper. I think this was from a 12-inch square I cut to A4 proportions. This will also work with printer paper too. But for the demonstration, I'm going to use a 10-inch square that I cut to an A4 rectangle of kami, so we have a white side. So step one, have your A4 rectangle or your printer paper. If you have a white side, you want that side up, and we're going to divide this into thirds, both directions. So first I'm going to go the lengthwise, or the width I guess, into thirds. And you're going to, the way I divide paper into thirds is I go at the end and I kind of do the S-shape fold. Like this. A little hard to demonstrate this on here with such a long rectangle, but line up the edges, just line them up the best you can. And that'll be the width of our model. And now once you see they're lined up, you're going to pinch here, and then we're going to have the white side up, and we're going to fold on those pinch creases, divide this into thirds. There's one third, fold over the other third. It's not quite thirds, but it's good enough. And now unfold, and now we're going to divide into thirds the other way. And now this time, just to make it a bit easier to demonstrate, you could do the same, like the S shape, or you can just roll one side over the other like this until you line up your papers, until you line up the edges. It's not as precise, but it will work. You can see, roll them over and line them up, and then pinch them before folding the thirds. So that's another way you can divide into thirds. So now our rectangle is divided into thirds both directions. Now we're going to flip this, I'm going to actually leave it this way. We're going to make a diagonal fold going from this point out here. We're going to bring this crease to this crease, and we're just going to crease in here for the diagonal. So I'll just try there, fold it fairly sharply. We'll do the same on this corner. Like this. We're going to turn this over, rotate it, and we'll do the same on these two sides. And then again, and it's going to go right from the third mark there out to the edge. Next, we're going to fold these ends in, and they're going to fold in right where that crease meets the edge. So I'm just going to try to do this. And then crease. And then when you do that, you should have end up with a square right. These should be like 3 squares. Turn it over, rotate it rather, and do the same. Just goes right along that crease where the diagonal hits the edge of the paper. Next, we're going to make some folds to make the pleats in the center, which are going to make our actual bellows here. So we're going to fold this in half, edge to edge. Folded edge to folded edge, I guess. I'm going to unfold it. And now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to pinch here, lifting this up and bringing it to this crease next door to it, the adjacent crease. And then flip this up to this other one. Unfold. So we have some pleats. And now we're going to reverse these valleys into mountains. And we're going to do the same. We're going to bring this, fold this one to here, like this. Now we're going to do like an accordion. We're going to bring the mountain creases together. So there's one, there's two. Make sure you line this up well. Bringing this to there. Another one, there should be 4 of these in total. Bring it up, bring the crease, to the folded edge. And now this one is going to fold back on the crease. And now we're going to fold on this diagonal, but we only really have to crease at the bottom here really sharply. And I'm going to flip this over and reverse that crease. Basically bringing this edge here to this third crease. And same here, it's essentially along the diagonal we made before. And this will make it easier to collapse to make the actual bellows. There. And now we're going to unfold this, and we're going to unfold one of these flaps, doesn't matter which one, just one of them, and leave the other one folded. And now I'm going to just turn it this way, and we're going to pull this and fold this third over, on this third crease. And now, if you look at these little triangles here, that's where on the side here, you're just going to push in, and it should almost automatically kind of fold into its position. And then when it does that, you can sort of ease it into shape and push it in, flatten it, and there's our corner. It's this right here. And then we're going to lift up the other third. If this sort of comes out of it, that's okay, because it will kind of go back. Pinch that third up. And again, where the valley folds here, you're going to push in there to make a valley against the valley. And then another one here. There should be 4 of these on each side of your model. And then you can kind of even, if you do it really sharply, you can kind of get them started and just push the paper in. And in the end, the paper should be fairly perpendicular. If you look on the side here, these walls should be pretty much vertical. Almost, or close enough. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to flatten this down. We're going to flatten the bellows, like a concertina or an accordion. Pull this out here, bring this like this. We can flatten the pleats and flatten everything down. Now we're going to make to lock the model. We're going to take this flap with the folded part, fold this in on the crease. We're going to make a crease bringing this edge to this vertical edge on this triangular flap. And this flap we're going to tuck in, just tuck behind over this edge, make sure it's not on any of the pleats. Like that. The other side we're going to fold up again. Just there's a crease already there. Bring this edge to this vertical edge. The crease will start at the point. Flatten it. And this point on the top, we're going to open up here, make sure we've got all those folds out of the way. Fold it over there. Like so. Fold it over the edge. And this is one side of the bellows, and this little gap in the middle here, between these two, that's where the opening will be to allow the bellows to operate. Now we're going to make 2 more creases. We're going to make a valley fold here and here by bringing this point to the horizontal and just creasing right there on the middle third, so I'll just kind of reinforce that third a bit. And that just makes the next step easier. Now we're going to have this side, we'll turn it so this is facing away from us, a little easier to see. Fold this over, the third, and once again bring this edge to the vertical, which is basically the side of the model, and then bring this, fold this in and repeat. So we have similar to this, so we have this kind of shape here. And now comes a sort of tricky fold. Actually not that bad. We can open this, or pretend this is like a purse. So open up our purse, and now we're going to kind of do a squash on those folds we made down, and make a new crease up top here, making sure this is behind all the pleats. Like that, okay? Now we're going to flatten this down. We're almost finished. We're going to fold this little, looks almost like a rabbit ear. Actually, it does look like rabbit ears. We're going to fold the one rabbit down, rabbit ear over, flap over. And this raw edge, including this corner you can see there, is going to tuck under here. So you just kind of tuck that underneath nice and tight, secure. One side. The other little ear we're going to fold down, making sure that this edge is as aligned as we can with the sides. Fold down as tightly as we can, and then once again here, just going to push this underneath this little flap here, and that's the finished bellows. And you can see there's an opening here. Now to operate them, you just grab these two outer folds, and it works. You can see if I use this one, I can kind of, that one's a bit heavier paper, but if I use the heavier one, move the lighter one, there it is. And this works. This one will work the same way. The air comes out the hole there. If I go like this, yeah, you can feel quite a bit of air coming out. The larger you make it, of course, the more air you'll get to move through it. But there it is, the simple set of bellows that actually works from a single uncut sheet of paper. Hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.